Hi there, I'm Abbey Woodcock, a copywriter and business owner, and I wanted to take a minute and talk a little bit about my work with Brian McCarthy and how it really kind of changed my focus and changed how I was thinking about my work, which then freed me up to do more of what I love to do. So a little backstory. I found myself really chasing after the wrong things, and for me specifically, it was awards. I would love to win awards. I love being mentioned on stage. I love being mentioned in emails. I love having certificates on my wall, and I would pursue these awards, and I would apply for them, and I would compete for all these awards, and then I would win them, and I would hang them up, and I had this moment of being like, cool, and I'd hang it up, and then it was on to the next thing. It never brought me any fulfillment or satisfaction. And I was really trying to figure out where that had come from. I had done some work on that and had kind of an idea of where it was coming from. I have big time eldest daughter syndrome of being very parentified when I was a kid, getting a lot of love and praise for doing well academically. And these things I'm carrying into my 40s, and I didn't want to because I was getting really anxious around my work. And so doing some work with Brian, we kind of explored not only where they came from, but how it's affecting me today, what kind of my thought process is when I go after one of these awards, and what I can pursue otherwise. And very kind of strange sounding minor thing. One of the things was redecorating the space, redecorating my office. My office used to be covered, so the what I'm facing in my wall was all the awards that I'd won. Behind me was all the awards that I'd won, and I was looking at them every day, and they weren't giving me any happiness. And so one of the things I did is, with Brian, is think through, what does give me happiness in my work. And I run a cheese shop, and I love making cheese boards for my friends. And so I always take pictures of them, and I have all these pictures of moments where I was really proud of my work. And I love being around my friends, and Brian was like, why are your friends hanging on your wall then? So I was like, genius, so redecorated my space, created a space that made me happy, and it made me pursue more of the moments that were making me happy, because I would see these photos and I would be like, how do I get more of that, rather than pursuing kind of these meaningless awards. And it sounds like such a silly thing, but really kind of changed my environment, changed how I go into work every day, and I get to look at photos of my friends and moments that I really like. And behind me that I see every day, my Zoom background is a photo that a good friend of mine got for me when I opened the space, and some art that I like, a letter from my grandmother, just things that make me happy. And so the thing that's a little bit different about working with Brian than other work that I've done is, it's one thing to figure out why these things are happening and what the root cause is and where in your childhood this is coming from and how these patterns develop. And I had that information, but it didn't change what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. So being able to work with Brian and actually then take those, that knowledge that I had about myself, and then put it into practical, here's how you can change what you're doing right now and change the environment around you so it serves you better, kind of was game-changing for me. So highly recommend, if you've done work in the past, or even if you haven't and you have these patterns that are not serving you, but you're not sure how to take that next step to actually integrate them and make these changes, that Brian is the person. So